Okay, so what if you could actually reshape your reality and manifest your biggest goals all while you're asleep? It sounds a little out there, right? But today we're diving into a source that lays out a very specific technique designed to do just that. Let's dig into how it's all supposed to work.
So right out of the gate, the source material we're looking at makes some huge claims. We're not talking about manifesting small things here. We're talking about life-changing results, a dream home in Maui, finding a soulmate. I mean, these are the kinds of results that make you sit up and go, okay, what is this all about?
It's a massive promise for sure. And that brings us to the big question we're exploring today. How could something you do right before you fall asleep possibly have such a major impact on your real waking life? Well, according to our source, the answer begins by understanding a problem that pretty much all of us run into. To get how this works, first, we have to look at the main roadblock this whole technique is built to get around. The source calls it the conscious mind's veto. You know, that little nagging voice in your head that's always keeping you stuck in your current reality. This slide just visualizes that internal fight perfectly, doesn't it? It's something we all feel. On one side, you have your intention, your big goal. You say, I'm going to achieve this. But almost immediately, your logical, conscious mind jumps in and hits the veto button. It says, no, you're not. Look at where you are right now. That feels impossible. And here's the kicker. This isn't just a negative thought that you can brush off. This constant internal battle creates a huge mismatch. It actually causes us to unconsciously reject the very image of success we're trying so hard to create. So our own mind ends up being the biggest obstacle. So, if our conscious mind is the problem, where do we find the solution? Well, according to this source, the key is to understand and influence what it calls your 95% blueprint. And this is where things get really fascinating.
And boom, this chart says it all. The source, pulling from psychology, claims that a staggering 95% of your life, your habits, your reactions, your beliefs, is run by your subconscious mind. That logical, analytical mind we were just talking about, that's only 5%. It's just the tip of the iceberg.
So what's running that massive 95%? It all comes down to a concept called the self-image. Just think of it like a master blueprint. It's the picture of who you believe you are, and it's stored deep in your subconscious. And according to this idea, that internal picture is what ends up creating your external life. But here's the thing. That self-image isn't set in stone. As you can see here, it gets programmed into us our whole lives. It's shaped by our past wins and failures, beliefs we were taught, what our parents told us, what our culture tells us, and yeah, as the source points out, even by advertising that's often designed to make us feel like we're not quite enough. Okay, so we've got the problem, that conscious mind's veto, and we've got our target, the subconscious self-image. So now let's get into the practical how-to part of this, the pre-sleep visualization.
Why right before you fall asleep? Well, it's all about timing. As you get drowsy and start to drift off, your brainwaves literally change. That analytical 5%, the conscious mind, it starts to log off for the night. The source says this quiet moment opens up a direct gateway to the subconscious, making it way more open to new ideas.
Okay, so here's the technique, step by step. You're in bed, ready to sleep, you close your eyes. Now, step 2 is the most important part. You're not focusing on the things you want to get. Instead, you focus on the person you want to become. You see yourself in total flow, without any fear, acting with confidence. You actually see yourself living that ideal life, crushing it at work, happy in your relationship. You feel what that feels like. And then you just hold on to that vision and that feeling for about 10 minutes, right as you fall asleep, letting it sink deep into your subconscious. And this all leads to the final and maybe the most powerful idea in the whole thing. This isn't just some mental trick. It's a complete shift in how you see the process. It's about becoming the person you already are deep down. The source uses this quote from Jim Rohn, and it just nails it. Success is something you attract by the person that you become. See the shift? The whole goal changes from getting stuff to being someone. And the idea is, when you change who you are on the inside, your outside world has no choice but to change with you. So if you take one thing away, let it be this. This technique isn't really about manifesting stuff you don't have, it's more about subtracting. It's about letting go of all the layers of fear and doubt and negative programming so that the truly capable, confident person that the source says is already inside you can finally come out.
And this really is the ultimate point. The real power isn't just in what you wish for, but in who you consciously decide to be. Which leaves us with one last question for you to think about. Who will you decide to become tonight?